where we speak truth to power. You're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just try and make sure you can see me all right. We will share the broadcast as much as we can. I'm going to go live shortly on other platforms, but I wanted to just share this because there's a lot we need to talk about, I think. Give me one sec. Whilst I'm doing this, so I'm just going to just share it. Give me a minute, please. We will share this. Okay. So greetings all. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share the broadcast. Share. Help us grow the platform. We really do appreciate you. Oh, give me one sec. I just realized something. Just quickly want to do 1 second. Yeah. So continue. Just continue to share. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much. As you're coming in, give us a thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. As you're coming in, give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We're just giving a few minutes. We'll probably go at 2 o'clock or so. But we're not just trying to get as many people as possible to follow what we're doing and give you more heads up. We're going to talk about a few things, and I want to talk about America. There's a lot of things that people don't know about America, and this idea that we greetings. Yeah, what is do? Greetings, bro. Thank you. Greetings. So I greet you. Let me thumb up. Let me pin that message. We will do more things as we're going along. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Help us share the broadcast. We want to talk about Nigeria's situation, to be honest. That's the focus. And then we'll talk about Guinea-Bissau briefly, but there's a lot going on in Nigeria and why people should start speaking up about what's going on in Nigeria and how we have to make sure that we do not allow Trump or whatever to try and dictate to us what happens in our land. So I'm just trying to make sure you can hear me. 1 2 1 2. Okay. There seems to be a problem with this thing, so I want to make sure that that's okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. Good. So then we'll just make sure. Right. 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Yeah, you can hear me all right. So before we go live, just want to make sure that everybody can hear me, and then we'll connect everything up, and then we'll go live. Let me just make sure we're checking as much information as possible in the background so that when we talk about it and when we're doing things, we can give you updates on the screen as well. You are very much appreciated, those of you joining us. There's so much going on. So much. The US is in panic, honestly. Financially, they're in panic and they're trying to put that across to us. I might play 1 or 2 things to you as we're watching so that we know these things, because oftentimes a lot of us are not aware. And the real news is not happening on live on the mainstream media. The real news is not happening on the mainstream media, and that's the reality of what we face. Now, let me just go in there. Please share. Help us grow the platform.
How long it takes a beginner?
So just give me a minute. I'm trying to make sure we check
like
it.
My dad to so go from your belly really to get ripped again.
Okay, so here we go.
I'm trying to make sure we check like it. My dad.
Okay, so we're just trying to make sure that everything is working fine. So beg your pardon about that noise, but we're getting there slowly. So please, as you're watching, as you're coming in, give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. So let me just say greetings all. Please like, share. Greetings all. So let me just make sure I get this right. Greetings all. Please like, share, and yeah, you said the U.S. Airlines assistance is welcome on Odudua, battling Fulani Hausa, Boko Haram, terrorism, mission trades coming out from Kano, Borno, Sokoto. Yeah, exactly. It's a double. The only thing I'll say is a double-edged sword, but I fully understand where you're coming from, and I will not be one person to say we don't need their help, but we have to be aware of what is going on. So welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share, please like, comment, give us thumbs up and share. So the thumbs up and share. Thanks. So let me just make sure. Thanks. So like I said, I will not be on this platform there's no way on this platform that we will say, oh, no way, this shouldn't happen. No. We have to welcome. Yeah, it's it's a double-edged sword. So we have to be going in knowing what is likely to happen. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not for anything else other than to make sure that we are aware that what they are doing is something that is going to be harmful to us. But let us proceed. So I am going to try and go live now, and then we will talk about more of this as we go along. So we're going to go live now on TikTok as well, and I'll give it a few minutes for those who may want to join as well. We've got about an hour or so. Maybe I'll be doing a broadcast. The help from the US, like I said, it is very much like a catch-22. It's a catch-22. Yes, we want to get the help from the US, but what kind of help? What kind of help? And that's the question that we should be asking. We need to ask that question. Greetings and apologies, I have not been a regular. I do try, but I post as much as I can on Facebook and on YouTube. So please go ahead. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Help us share. Help us grow the platform. We really do appreciate each and every one of you as you're coming along. And please help us reach more people. Help us share that broadcast. We want to talk about the latest situation in Nigeria and how that impacts a lot of things. So we have to be very aware. What are the implications of what we see right now? What are the implications? What does it mean? How does this impact all of us? So it is very important that we understand that collectively. That is what we are really about today. So please, as you're coming in, tap on the screen. Tap, tap, tap. Share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. Please tap, tap, tap. Tap away. You are listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We'd really like your support. We are grateful for you joining us. It's been a minute. I've had to do one or two things. Yeah, there's going to be some, you watch out for some development on this platform. It should be a bit of good news, and I hope it continues. But we are, as ever, the first thing I want you to do is, if you're watching us for the first time, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. That is Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow that platform. We really do appreciate your support. We need your support. And of course, I've been watching one or two things where people have been talking about, that the US is the only solution. Yes and no. Yes and no. It's a double-edged sword. And also, please, I want those who are, if you are an American, what I want you to do is to call in at some point. When we do, there'll be a section where I want you to call in. I want us all as Africans, we need to, excuse me, I still got a bit of a cold, so which I'm trying to off. As Aboriginal Americans, and many Americans are saying that they are Aboriginal Americans, and you have the right, very much like in Yoruba land. I keep saying I'm a Yoruba man first. Nigeria is a name that has been imposed on our mindset by the colonials. Whether we like it or not, that is the reality. But my ancestors' kingdom was called Oyo Kingdom. My ancestral kingdom was called Oyo Kingdom. And I do not give any colonial the right to rename me a colonial name. Listen to the words I said. My ancestral kingdom is known as the Oyo Kingdom, the kingdom of my ancestors. The kingdom of Yoruba people is the Oyo Kingdom. And I do not give anybody, any colonial, the right to rename our kingdom in any way, shape, or form. They do not have that right, and I do not give them that right. It is really important to state that. So when I hear Americans, there's two words I'm hearing about America right now. Americans, Black Americans. They're saying they're foundational Black Americans or Aboriginal Americans. In either case, they are doing exactly what we're trying to do on the African continent, which is to reclaim our land back, to connect ourselves to our land via the name that our ancestors gave us on our land. I'm hearing the Americans say something about Choctaw and different names, many names that many of them are tracing themselves back to. And that is exactly what we are doing on the African continent. So it's really, really important that we respect that. And that is the commonality of what we have right there. As Aboriginal Americans and melanated people. I know my ancestors' kingdom is called Oyo Kingdom. We have the Mali Empire. We have the Songhai Empire. We have the Benin Empire. We have the Dahomey Empire. These are the empires of our African, ancestors. And as we all know, one of the things that we have to state, and many people may not be aware of it, is that we on the first people of this planet are, I said it before, Black people like you and I, melanated people. That is not a statement of debate, it is a fact. Everybody, his roots are traced back to a melanated woman. There is a lady in Ethiopia, and in other places where there might be, everywhere they've dug up or whatever they found, it's all people like you and me. So I'm saying that because I want people to understand when we're talking about Americans, when Americans say that they are Aboriginal Americans, and I'm talking about melanated people specifically, they have that right. They cannot be. They are choosing what they will be referred to, and they are connecting themselves back to their ancestors. It is really important that we respect that, just as much as we will respect, and we are teaching them about, your Yoruba people, Igbos, and all of that. They have that right, and we need to respect it. And they're still doing a lot of research work, and this is evidence that the earth is awakening. The people, the real people of this planet are waking up, and they're reclaiming their identity. So it's really important that I say I respect that. And like I said, I will point where I would want Americans and people who are around America to call in or join the live broadcast and tell us what you are experiencing. And many of us know that Black Americans have been coerced into following majorly the Christian religion in the US. It is not their original religion. They were coerced into it. And as you all know, I've got a book which I show you, whereby they use that book to actually control the mind. I'll show you that book so you will know. So I'll give you an example. This book here, Religious Instructions, Religious Instructions of the Negroes in United States, Charles Colcock Jones. So that is the beginning of you being a Christian in America if you are a Black person. That is the beginning of it. And it's important that we understand that. The reason I'm saying that is because America is saying that they want to protect Christians in Nigeria. That's why they're coming. Well, we know for a fact that Black Christians, first of all, they've been psychologically brainwashed with books like this, with words that talks about, they've used it to control the minds of Black people. and not to talk about the Jim Crow era, the unaliving, the putting people under fire, that kind of thing, and all of those horrible things. And it's still going on as we speak right now. It is still going on right now. It is going. Greetings all. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So what I want to do is, when the time comes, when that section opens, I want Americans to come in. And if you can call from all 50 states in America, particularly if you are a black person, and tell us what is going on right now in terms of attacks on Christians by the system and by people, so that we can get a sense of the people who are coming to rescue Christians in Nigeria or help Christians in Nigeria. We need to understand that they are not helping the Christians on ground in the US. And I think it is a very important point that we raise from that point of view. We need to talk about it from that point of view so that we all get a clear understanding. I'm not saying we don't need help. I think we need to cast our nets wide open. Greetings all as you're watching. Please, when you're coming in, give us a thumbs up. Those of you on YouTube, when you do that, it helps us reach more people. The algorithm gets the broadcast out there, and we can have more people to join us. And as ever, please subscribe to us as you're watching. It is very, very important that we continue to raise awareness. Now, let me quickly do something. I will bring you the main topic of the day, and I'll come back and talk about that. I want to just show you something right quick. Today's topic is around this. See that thing first. Today's topic is centered around this. 1 second, please. Okay, so I want you to see that. Please, as you're watching, tap the screen, share, help us the platform. You are listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Like I say, there'll be some things that you'll be seeing happening. I'm hoping that it will continue. We really do appreciate you all as you're joining us. Tap on the screen, help us grow the platform, and it's very, very important. And we really do appreciate you in all ways, and always being there. Without yourselves, of course, we will not be here. So we are very grateful. We need your support. Help us to continue to grow the platform. You're listening to Citizen AY, from where we speak truth to power. Now, we're going to talk about this issue of the Nigerian, the statement made by President Tinubu of Nigeria. So, you can see on the screen, it says here, President Tinubu declares nationwide security emergency, orders the recruitment of more security personnel. This happened last night, and that has been as a result of the actions of Boko Haram all over the country. Many of you would have seen videos. Several people have been, several children and adults have been abducted across a large swath of Nigeria. So much so, and even there are threats now to the president himself by these terrorists. To the president, to the senators, to the politicians, the terrorists who should not in the first place be on the Nigerian soil are making threats to everybody on the in Nigeria right now. They are making clear threats, and I will try and show you some of those threats. But this is the meeting they had yesterday. I'll have to say something, we have to say something. I have to say it's a timely thing that President Tinubu has now, ordered a state of emergency across Nigeria. It is a timely thing, and we applaud him for that. We need to be aware that, you know what, let me do this. I'll play this, then we'll come back and talk, because sometimes if I'm talking about it, it may not actually hit home as it should. Let me play that video for you, and then you can see what I mean. So we're going to play this now, and just bear with me whilst we get that in play. Here we go. Here we go.
In the last 1 week, Nigeria has witnessed series of security threats.
Yeah. Please
From
tap and
Kebbi
share.
State,
Tap on the screen and
25
share.
schoolgirls were abducted from Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Marga, to the killing and abduction of worshippers from Christ Apostolic Church, Eruku, in Ekiti local government area of Kwara State, and the abduction of over 300 school children from a Catholic school in Niger State, among other attacks, the country has seen a surge in security. Although some of the abductees have been rescued following days of security operations closely monitored by President Bola Tinubu, the president has gone further to find a more lasting solution as it declares a national security emergency on Wednesday. The president directs the police to recruit an additional 20,000 officers to bring the total to 50,000, with authorization for the force to use various National Youth Service Corps camps as training depots. He also says the police officers being withdrawn from very important persons in the country should undergo crash training to debrief them and deliver more efficient police services when deployed to security-challenged areas of the country. President Tinubu also directs the Department of State Services to immediately deploy all the forest guards already trained to flush out the terrorists and bandits lurking in forests across the country. It says the agency also has his directive to recruit more men to man the forests. His message reads in part, quote, "My fellow Nigerians, this is a national emergency, and we're responding by deploying more boots on the ground, especially in security-challenged areas. The times require all hands on deck. As Nigerians, we should all get involved in securing our nation," end of quote. President Tinubu commends the courage and sacrifice of the leadership and rank and file of the armed forces, charging them to remain resolute, restore peace across all theaters of operation, and to uphold the highest standards of discipline and integrity. According to him, quote, "There must be no compromise, no collusion, and no negligence. The Nigerian people are counting on you, and this administration will provide the support you need to succeed," end of quote. The president further called on the National Assembly to begin reviewing the laws to allow states that require state police to establish them. President Tinubu sympathized with families who lost their loved ones in recent attacks across the country and paid tribute to soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice. From the presidential villa, Empress Simon, Channels Television News.
So, there is that information right there. Now, I want to go and read further in great detail about what is said. I'll see if I can get that information to you. Let me just try and source that. There is a further statement that he read out. I think they've spoken about it, but I think it's worth looking into. Now, what I'm trying to do is then to outline certain things. There are certain factors that we have to bear in mind. There are certain factors that we must bear in mind. And that is what I'm hoping the broadcast today will do. Please tap on the screen and share. Help us grow the platform. You are, of course, listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We really appreciate you. Those of you on YouTube, as you're joining, give us a thumbs up. Help us with more people. And those of you who are on TikTok, if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to us on YouTube also. We really appreciate support. So let me just quickly get that information out. I'm just trying to find something to you that we can for you, so we can read up on what is said in a bit more detail. Because that detail will become it will become apparent why what we are saying now will become it's of paramount importance, and why we are bringing this information to you, so that we can all begin to make very important decisions about the way. Let me just check something quickly as I'm doing that. That reminds me. So please share the broadcast. You are of course listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just quickly do something right here. Oh, sorry. Give me a minute. Okay. just do that for me. I wasn't planning to do that one. What we do want to do is to, where is it? Just give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get this information, and it's proving tricky right now. I don't know why it's doing that, but we will get there. We will definitely get there. But what I wanted to do above all was to share this on a platform for you so you can at least see it. But okay, don't worry. Now we will go back to the initial plan. Let's go back to the initial plan, and we will do that. And I think it's probably better I do that rather than try the other thing. It's just not going to pull across the way I want it right now. So we're going to read the what President Tinubu plan to do. We're going to read that in detail. Please tap the screen and share. And also, I was also wanted to bring to you the attention that the Senate has actually passed they're trying to pass a bill now that will arm the people in communities to be able to arm themselves, particularly those who are going to be able to properly manage weapons that they in their possession. And I think that's very, very important, a key move. Now, I think I've got it now. So this is going to be quite a read. So I'm going to put this here. It's going to be quite a read. Is that it? Not that one, sorry. It's the wrong one. There we go. This is the one I wanted. Okay, so now, let me, if I can make it bigger. Now, so here's the statement by the president. So please screen and share, and do leave comments, and I'll at some point we'll bring people in to be able to discuss with us. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu issued a statement by himself and ordered implementation of immediately starting from tomorrow, which is today, 27th of November 2025. Forest rangers already trained by the DSS should be deployed tomorrow. Police should be used NYSC camps nationwide to train the 50,000 to be recruited. State House statement. President Tinubu declares state a security emergency, orders army, police to recruit more personnel. Today, in view of the emerging security situation, I have decided to declare a nationwide security emergency in order to order additional recruitment into armed forces. By this declaration, the police and the army are authorized to recruit more personnel. The police will recruit more, an additional 20,000 officers, bringing the total to 50,000. Although I had previously approved the nationwide upgrade of police training facilities, the police authorities are, by this statement, authorized to use various national youth service corps camps as training depots. The officers are being withdrawn from VIP guard duties, should undergo crash training to debrief them and deliver more efficient police services when deployed to security challenged areas of the country. The DSS also has my authority to immediately deploy all forest guards already trained to flush out the terrorists and bandits lurking in our forest. The agency also has my directive to recruit more men to man the forest. There will be no more hiding places for agents of evil. My fellow Nigerians, this is a national emergency, and we are responding by deploying more boots on the ground, especially in security challenged areas. The times require all hands on deck. As Nigerians, we should all get involved in securing our nation. Let me take this moment to commend our security agencies for working together to secure the release of 24 school children in Kebbi and 38 worshippers in Kwara State. We will continue to sustain the efforts to rescue the remaining students of Catholic school in Niger State and other Nigerians still being held hostage. To the leadership and rank and file of our armed forces, I commend your courage and your sacrifice. This is a challenging moment for our nation and for the military institution itself. I charge you to remain resolute to restore peace across all theaters of operation and to uphold the highest standards of discipline and integrity. There must be no compromise, no collusion, and no negligence. Those words, please remember: no compromise, no collusion, and no negligence. The Nigerian police The Nigerian people are counting on you. And this administration will provide support you need to succeed. In addition, our administration will support state governments which have set up security outfits to safeguard their people from the terrorists bent on disrupting our national peace. I call on the National Assembly to begin reviewing our laws to allow states that require state police to establish them. Okay, so states should rethink establishing boarding schools in remote areas without adequate security. Mosques and churches should constantly seek police and other security protection when they gather for prayers, especially in vulnerable areas. Our administration created the Livestock Ministry to address the persistent clashes between herders and farmers. I call on all herder associations to take advantage of it and open grazing and surrender illegal end open grazing. Listen to the words again. End open grazing and surrender illegal weapons. Ranching is now the path forward for sustainable livestock farming and national harmony. The federal government, in collaboration with the state, will work with you to solve this problem once and for all. I sympathize with the families who have lost their loved ones in recent attacks on soft targets in Kebbi, Borno, Zamfara, Niger, Yobe, and Kwara states. I also pay tribute to our brave soldiers who have made the ultimate sacrifice, including Brigadier General Musa Uba. Many of us will recall the harrowing death that General Musa Uba suffered. We are yet to see a proper burial plan in place because he is a general, a brigadier general, and that weight needs to be reflected. But of course, we are grateful the president acknowledges that in his statement. Those who want to test our resolve should never mistake our restraint for weakness. This administration has the courage and determination to keep the country safe and ensure our citizens live in peace. Now, fellow compatriots, I urge you not to give in to fear and never succumb to despair. Let's stand together in purpose and strength to defend our freedom and values. Our administration will continue to guarantee peaceful coexistence and preserve our union. I urge all Nigerians to remain calm and vigilant. Report suspicious activities, cooperate with the security agencies. We are in this fight together, and together we shall win. May God continue to bless Nigeria and keep our armed forces safe. What I'm Tinubu, GCFR, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Federal of Nigeria, November 26, 2025. So goes that statement. Now, I needed to go through that because there are one or two things that I wanted to highlight in the discussion. One of the central concerns that many of us have had is that the inability of those who are doing the right thing in the military to actually take control of a situation and do what they should do according to the rules of engagement, according to the laws laid down for those patriotic citizens that believe firmly in their nation and will do anything to protect that nation. However, the problem has been there are elements who are in government, and many people know the names, and who are in and around the government and in close quarters with quite a number of politicians in Nigeria who are actively protecting the Boko Haram terrorists. There is a general, many of you have heard about it. General Biu said that he could envisage a time where Boko Haram terrorists that were reformed could become the president of Nigeria. The very fact that he is saying that a terrorist, a reformed terrorist, can be the president of Nigeria means that he now downplays any effort that the people, the indigenous Nigerians, any efforts they may have, be able to actually achieve the role of president. And he elevates, by making such statements, he elevates the Boko Haram terrorists, to a higher than the people whom they have been attacking. And he makes no acknowledgement of the suffering of the people. His focus is how to reassure Boko Haram. And as we now see, our government said that there is no collusion. They are not going to accept any collusion. No, what are the words that they used? And that's why I said, remember that word. Let me just give you one second. I'll just bring that to you. And I say this because now we are grateful for the fine words of the president. But of course, now we need it to be backed by action. And the effectiveness of what he just said will be tested out by the actions he takes against those who are in government right now, who are in the military right now, that are a direct threat to the orders that the president just made. Respectfully, of course, we are not making any statements beyond what the president said. We are simply saying for the president that those words for it to carry weight, we need to see him demonstrate that from the get-go, from today onwards. Let us see that there are key steps that it takes to make sure that those who are supporting Boko Haram in the military, that they are removed from office and court-martialed or tried or whatever that may be because of what he said. Just because of what the president said. We're not, I'm not putting anything extra. I'm just saying we need that to happen. We need to hear our president. We need to see the words of our president result in swift action. Swift action. Now, what is the word he used again? I'm just trying to find that word for you. So he said, no collusion is the word that I recall. And I did say to recall that. No collusion, no cooperation, and no, I think, something like that, with the terrorists. Because they are a threat to our nation. And that is what we're saying. So when I talk about the likes of someone like General Bill now, and who made that statement, I'll see if I can find it. He made a statement stating that he can see a time when a reformed Boko Haram terrorist can be the president of Nigeria. Now, that is actually offensive to the lives of the people that these terrorists or these Boko Haram people have taken. It is a deeply offensive statement that he has made, and others. For them to say, to equate the reform actions of those who took lives of citizens, to now say they will be elevated above those citizens and be given the opportunity to lead a country, the very country they have done massive damage to, destroyed untold communities, raped women, unalived farmers, all of this. And it shows a lack of compassion by the general that made that statement. So one of the things that we will be watching for, of course, I mean, they are working for us. One of the things that we would like to see the president demonstrate is that from here on, there is a total review of statements made by previous generals who are still serving that runs counter to the decision, the pronouncement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Rightly so, the right statement to make in the circumstances that we face, where he is now putting the lives of the people first, protecting the people. And I hope one of the things I want to add to this is that there has to be an immediate stop to pardoning of Boko Haram terror people. There has to be an immediate stop to that, because they are a threat. They are openly, I'll see if I can play you one or two videos. They are openly saying that they are going to come for the president of Nigeria. I kid you not. In fact, let me just get that. Yeah, here we go. I told you. He said, these are the words. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying now is this. The government, President Tinubu in his words said, there must be no compromise, no collusion, and no negligence. The Nigerian people are counting on you. That includes the president also. And I'm saying that so that many people who are watching this will know that we, the people, you have the power. This is the power of the people that we are hoping to try and project back. And I'm saying this, I will be doing a program in Yoruba about this as well, because I want our people to understand that this is what our president said. And it is so important that we take that and act on it, act collectively, you know. I'm just trying to read statements as I go along. So Boko Haram is a foreign Fulani Hausa Jihadist association, word for the anti-English Western education, anti-British Nigerian colonial protectorate, anti-Christian, anti-secularism philosophy, and anti-secularism. Yes, exactly. I agree with my brother there, Waris Jinodu, who is on YouTube. Thank you for those words. I will try and read as many as possible, and I will make comments as I go along. But so again, I re-emphasize the point that the president said here. The president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said there must be no compromise, no collusion, and no negligence. Meaning, there must be no collusion with Boko Haram or BH. None whatsoever. And that is really important that we say that. There must be no collusion, no there must be no compromise, no collusion, and no negligence. That means to say from here on, everybody in that nation and of that nation, our duty now is to protect the lives of the citizens collectively within every community. Now, any threat against that, be it in the military, be it in the political sphere, be it in our government, be it, they are to be considered as a threat, and it is our duty. In the words that he said, towards the end, he said the words here. He said something here. I urge all Nigerians to remain calm and vigilant, report suspicious activities, and cooperate with the security agencies. So now, one of the things that we are doing, and that is in that vein, in that spirit that the president has demonstrated, outlined in the speech, we are picking those keywords. No collusion, no negligence, and no compromise, and no negligence. That is to say, our patriotism must be to our nation, and nobody, no politician, again, I stated, no government official must interact in any way, shape, or form with this group that the government is now doing everything it's trying to do, everything it can to stop it from attacking the people. And it is very important we understand that. Now, let me play you a key section of what this, one of the things that I found really horrifying. And that's why the words I said there, I wanted to really highlight. Let me go back into it. I want to show you. I'll come back and show you something else as well, but I want to show this particular section. Is that it? No, not that one. Where is it? I want to just show you. Here we go. So this, I want you to listen to. Listen to the words of this terror person. Sorry about that. Let me go back again one step. Okay, I'm gonna just do this. Okay, so we're gonna just play that for you to emphasize. This is to illustrate the point of what I'm saying, that terrorists make. Okay. Greetings to all, and welcome to Season the platform where we speak truth to power. Look at this terrorists making threats to come for the they will kidnap the president, they will kidnap governors and others. This is a direct quote, translating what is said in Hausa, in Fulani language. I mean, if anybody said something about trying to go for separate nation, you already know what will happen. This is not something that they would even accept in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it's quite horrifying that he's even saying this. It's sickening. He should already be arrested, and there should be no room for any terrorists to be able to roam freely with guns and making threats. Pew-pews. Now, let me try. He said what he said, the threats he made in Hausa and Fulani language. And let me just translate what he said. Please, we welcome gifts and donations as you're watching, you're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, he said, in the days ahead, this is a BH terror person making direct threats to not only the people, the country, but also the president himself and the governors and others. He said, in the days ahead, we will kidnap a governor. We will kidnap the president and others. Those are direct quote of what he said in that statement. And to top it all, you see what he's wearing on him there? Those are the uniforms of a Nigerian police officer that they unalived. Those are the uniform of a police officer that they unalived. Now, at this point, let me bring in, if you're a Nigerian, I would like to hear from you. I'm going to throw some invites out. If you want to join the broadcast now, I want to hear from you. Let me bring people on, because I think we need to discuss this. I'm going to view this. So if you want to speak about this, now is the opportunity for you to join in. And, Udo Emuhi, thank you very much. So we're going to, greetings, my brother, greetings. Yes. Yeah, what would you like to say? Welcome, Udo Emuhi.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. What would you like to say? Welcome.
What I have to say is that, what is the solution? I just want to ask you, what is the solution? The solution of all these things that is happening, what is the solution? That's a question, just a question I want to ask. What is the solution?
Thank you very much. Very good question. Now, I will happily put my own answer down. I'll profile my own solution. But I also would like to, when I do that, I would like to hear your own solution as well. Because I have, one of the first things I want to start doing is building confidence in our community. That only Nigerians can solve Nigerian problems. That's the first place we start. It's not going to be some God somewhere. It's not got some Allah somewhere or some Jesus Christ somewhere in the sky. The only people that can solve Nigeria's security problem are Nigerians. That's the first place to start. If we don't,
my brother, the only people that can solve our problem is Nigeria government.
Thank you.
Because Nigeria, they have everything. They have the own machinery. They have the power. They have the DSS. They have the police. They have NIA. They have all the security across the whole country. So the government have the solution to solve the problem of Nigeria. They have the right to protect us. If we have no contribution to them, because when they were going to that becoming the president, they see for the power of the people. No matter how they became the president, the governor, the senate, that is apart. They are already there. Now they are our solution. Mm-hmm. If they don't have any solution, they have to abandon the seat and leave the seat for who can take care of the country. We the citizens have nothing to say, because if nothing we say that will be account, so they have the power. Anybody want to address the president, talk to the president. When he declare a state of emergency in the River State, he saw what is going to happen according to him. So according to the president, he know what is going on in Nigeria. He know everything, every secret, everything. A bit. If I talk bad now, everything they will know. But all these bandits in social media, are you telling me the president don't know them? So the security forces don't know about them? My brother, we have to call the president. He know what to do. So we don't know what to do. As he was saying, they have to recruit military, recruit this. If the children come out first, everything my children will go there. My first born is 30 years, and I still have one 18 to something years that will join. But let the children come first, so that mine will follow them. Thank you, my brother.
Udo Emuhi, my brother, thank you so much for your comments. I really like what you said. The last bit you said, the president should show commitment by encouraging his own children to join the military. And it is a valid statement you can make. Now, whether they take that on, of course, that's up to them. But it's a valid statement that you make, that to show commitment, they should be encouraging everybody right now, from their own children as well, to join the military. Now, of course, whether or not they do that, it's a different thing. But just to expatiate a little bit more about the solution, I like the idea that the government, those in power government, you said, they have the tools, the necessary tools to actually prosecute this this war going on our land. I agree with you, and they must exercise those things. And you also added that should they fail to do that, that they should vacate, or and there are actually instances where they can be removed via constitutional means. So that is available. Now, I don't happen to think that President Tinubu is refusing to take action, because the fact that he's now declared this state of insecurity and calling for recruitment of more armed personnel shows his commitment to seeing the safety and security of Nigerians for the first time. He's demonstrating that clearly. So for that reason, for the statement alone, he has my support. But going from there, I think I mentioned General Bill and what he said, and I don't know if I can find the video. There is a video of him which I did where he was talking about he said he can see a time. General Bill said, and I'm paraphrasing, he can foresee a time where a reformed Boko Haram can be the president of Nigeria. Now, these are the same people who are unaliving and kidnapping people and using the people for ransom. They are taking our people, using pew to gain financial gain. And that is something that is not negotiable. Greetings, Titilayo Crowder. Let me bring you on board if you wanted to join. I'd really like to hear from you. I appreciate you. Let me see if I can add you. Can I don't know if you're able to. I think, let me go and look at the multi-guest. If I see people who are on there, I might add, I'll throw you invite, and I'd like to hear from you. But the point I'm making is this. What I really want to do is this. I want to make sure that we are very clear on something. The government they recognize that there's a problem, and that is fantastic. The government have recognized that there's a problem. It's good. Now, the question is this. Are they willing to start dealing with the problem from within the government? Because it is now evident that the problem that Nigeria faces emanates from elements within the government, within the political circle, within the military of Nigeria. The question now is, we need to see in the next few, in fact, in days, literally now, what steps the government is going to take to arrest the elements that have clearly been supporting BH. Welcome, Lynette, my sister. Greetings. It's a pleasure to have you join us again, and thank you for taking the time to join this broadcast. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I think I'm glad to hear the president taking owning up that there is a problem. It's one step. I think it's a good step, and I was also happy when I hear that they are calling people to join the military. But let's ask the question, why are the people not willing to join the military? Maybe they don't feel safe. They don't think they will be protected when they join the military. They will have enough rest and all that. So to actually get the people to join the military, they need to give them the assurance that they will have the needed tools to be able to fight these people. Not that they will go there and they will not have things to fight, and then the militias will overtake them. So no one will allow their son or their daughters to join the military when they know that they will not be able to fight for the nation. Yet. So I think they need to make the call again with the assurance that they will have the needed protection. They will not be they will not allow the militias to come and just overtake them, but they will give them the needed tools to protect themselves when the need arises. And then they will see the youth coming. I think it's a good call on the president's part. We want him to work by his words so we can see Nigeria stand for the entire Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister Lynette. You always go to the heart of the matter. You always speak eloquently, clearly, and incisively. The question you raise is a valid one. If the people volunteer, put themselves in harm's way, what guarantees do they have that those BH people are not going to harm them and the government will just fall silent and let them do whatever they're doing as per normal? This is why the government has to demonstrate that this is a new dispensation now. From this day onwards, there has to be a clear intent by the government of Nigeria in showing that any element that is within the government to be able to give the people confidence to now say we are going to support this government by joining anything, that those elements are identified, they are equally taken care of in terms of via legal means, using all the state of the judiciary process and all of that to actually and make a public announcement of that fact, because that is the only way that the people will have confidence in the government. Without that clear display of commitment to the people by not only identifying those who have been supporting this BH menace across the nation over the years, the likes of the general clearly making a statement in support of this BH and elevating them above the people that they've terrorized for so many years. We're talking since about 2009. This has been going on. No, what am I talking about? 2001. This has been going on since 2001, in actual fact. We're now in 2026, so it's some 20 odd years. Now, the government now has to back the words of the president, the fine words of the president. That is, clearly Lynette is not a Nigerian, but she said it's good that the government made this statement, better late than never. But, and that's the question now. Again, I'm not here to abuse the government. We are here to tell them that you have to build trust into the people. If any of our people are going to go into the army, the very elements within the government, within the military, within the political circle that are supporting this Boko Haram cannot be in place. Because if they are in place, Greetings, UC. I'll bring UC in as well. If they are in place, then it means that everything that the president is saying now means nothing, just empty words. So we need the government, we need the president to demonstrate goodwill. If the president can take clear, identifiable action to immediately ensure that using legal means with cases where there's clear evidence of collusion. Remember I said no collusion, no compromise, and no, what's the word? Yeah, no collusion, no compromise. There's another word that he used, but anyway. We do want him to demonstrate that. So when he now makes sure that in the military, anybody that has made any statement in support of BH, they are immediately taken into the courts, to the military courts and charged. That, via that means, anybody in the political sphere that has done anything in support of this BH, he again, based on the words he said, I'm not adding anything, and I'm not adding anything extra. Based on those words, if he can start doing that from today, we need to start seeing that evidence immediately. Because without that, the likelihood of people joining the military or the police or whatever, they are not, because they know that and they have to demonstrate this thing. There are some people, again, thank you so much for saying that, Lynette, because I'm about TJ, I'll come back to you shortly. There has been cases where, because of the current political climate, where sympathizers to the BH within the government, when the citizens apprehend those BH elements, what tends to happen is that there will be a call that comes. There will be a call that comes. That call will come, and the BH and others that have been apprehended for wrongdoing to the people, they are let go. These elements that the government must deal with are behind that call. So they are preventing the government from actually totally eradicating BH from our shores, from our lives, and preventing them and stopping them from carrying out this relentless kidnapping and unaliving and all of that going on. So very good point you raised there, Lynette, and I wanted to just clarify that. Okay, so Yuzi, I'll come to you. TJ Omoba, thank you for waiting. My brother, it's been a minute. How are you doing? We're speaking in English here. I'm sure you're. Please tell us how you feeling. Let's hear your comments. TJ, go ahead. Thank you.
Oh,
bro.
Okay.
Good
morning.
Good morning.
Greetings to everybody.
Yeah, we welcome.
It's morning on my side.
It's afternoon now. It's
quick one. Okay. Good afternoon. Quick one. The topic, but for me, that's for me personally. I'm not speaking for any other people. I'm speaking for myself. I advise none of my family or my relatives to go and join the Nigerian soldier now. It's totally too late. It's totally too late. And I believe you're an elderly man. You know more better than I do. Nigerian government has already declared Nigeria as a state of emergency. What is state of emergency? So how do you want to break it down for me to understand? So we are under insecure totally. How did you get now? I said I want to commit myself to go and join Nigerian defense, soldier, whatever, navy, whatever. But in other countries that there also exists, the way we exist, that we find ourselves in this mess now. I've never heard any country who give opportunity back to criminal and put them inside their defense. So I'm just giving my life like I'm going to go and die. It's differently when I'm willing. When you want to be a soldier, it's willingly to serve that. Yes, I'm willingly to be a soldier to defend my country. Now it's not willingly anymore. You have already given another set of people who are terrorists, who are criminal into the military. I'm just coming as a fresher now to come and do what? To come and eat with people who have already, who they know the root. Nigeria, to me, everybody who live in Nigeria, everybody who still believe in one Nigeria and that live, find yourself, get yourself whatever to defend yourself. I'm not giving you courage. Oh, go and join the Navy, go and join the soldier. Oh, don't join the soldier, join the Air Force. I'm not telling you that. Use that energy, use that self-defense, use that weapon to defend yourself. You're already on it. If you understand what is meaning by state of emergency in a whole Nigeria, that means that you are not protecting by, there's no any military protecting you anymore. You are on your own to protect yourself. And I believe you can be able to hear if it is false or true, which is true. What's the name of the guy that speak on BBC before? I think it's Christopher or whatever. It's from somewhere Port Harcourt or River State or wherever.
Yeah.
It was Nigerian soldier, maybe general or whatever. He said everybody should be one military man who said he served the country and he's still active. And tell every one of you that you have to defend yourself. So you don't need to even, you're putting yourself in a line of more danger when you going inside that, oh yeah, I want to join the soldier now. No, it's totally too late. People are there. So if you are going there to go and join them, you are surrender yourself for the death. So use that energy to save yourself, protect yourself, have anything that you can use to protect yourself. It's called self-defense.
Yes, let me ask you a question quickly, and thank you very much for that comment as well, for what you said. Do you have a confidence in the government saying that they will protect you now? Do you have any confidence at all that the government will actually protect the citizens right now?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Where are they? Why do we elect leaders? And we find ourselves in this mess. Now they want to come outside and protect me. It's too late. I don't know, maybe, I believe you do see a lot of things. I think it's one of them. It was going to, I forgot, one of the states in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe Nigerian defense, whatever, military, whatever.
Yeah.
This man, the convert is more than like, I don't see any of that convert in America.
Okay.
So every one of them they have a bunch of security.
Yes.
Who is securing them?
Yes.
Why they leave the masses empty?
Yeah.
So they have the large security with themselves. Pastor, imam, governor, senator, everybody.
So that was the minister of defense. That guy was the minister of defense.
Yeah.
Thank God that, okay, you know what I'm saying. So I'm not lying. So
yes.
If minister of defense can have a lot of military as a safe guide, comfort for himself, who are the people who is going to safeguard the rest of the people in the country or in the town? So, Baba, it's out of what we are talking. Whoever who believe in Nigeria, that's your fault. I don't believe in Nigeria. I don't believe in Nigeria. So, because as I grow up to this stage, I should be able to identify life that I want to live for myself. There's nothing like Nigeria. The constitution that are buying us to make us a country, I don't have my representative there. And we said we are practicing democracy. How does that work? Who is deceiving who? What's the meaning of democracy? Government of the people. Who are the people? Who are the people? So thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. TJ, thank you so much. Thank you for being very forthright in your statement on how you see things. And I think we do have to hear, the government has to hear this. The object of programs like this, somebody may be watching from the government right now. We don't know. But we need the government to hear the strength of feeling of the public. Not just the echo chamber who are going to be in the politics or the politicians or those who are walking around the position. We need the people's voices. So if you're a Nigerian and you're watching this, you have an opportunity right now to say your mind. The more we speak about this, the more they will hear us. So I encourage you, if you're a Nigerian person and you're watching this, throw me an invite. I want to hear you. because this is TikTok is a platform that many of the our politicians are following. Just yesterday, for example, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, the president of Senate, what's his name again? Oh God, his name just left my head now. What's the name of the president of Senate? Udo Emui. What's his name again? Please, if you know it, just say it. Okay, hold on. Do you know the name of the president of Senate? I'll say it. Don't worry, I'll find it. I'll find it. His name just escaped my mind. Nigeria's president of Senate. Just give me. It'll come up in a second. President of Senate. Just give me a minute, please. It'll come up. Yeah, Godswill Akpabio. So yes, I just forgot for a minute. He was showing a video yesterday. They were doing the deliberations. He was sent a video, and I'm going to share the video with you now, if I can find it. He was sent a video, and in that video, it became apparent that there were weapons. There were literally weapons, pew-pews. Not pew-pews, but the things that goes in them, the bullets. They were on the floor. Yeah? They were on the floor. Now, let me show you that video. I want to show you that video. They were on the floor in Zaria. And here we go. So I want you to see, just listen to this, then I'll come and talk about it.
Ahmed University.
Here we go. So listen to this now.
Greetings all. People found bullets on the road falling from a truck around Ahmed University.
So you see there. Oh, so let me go back again. So right there, even the president of
people found bullets.
Sorry about that.
Greetings all. People found bullets.
1 second. I will meet it
on the road.
Okay. So that was live during the National Assembly meeting, where they were talking about insecurity. That they showed the video to him live. What's the point I'm making? The point is that now we know for a fact that the National Assembly, they are watching what many of us are saying. So please never feel your voice that you don't have a voice. You have a voice. And he immediately said the police should go to that area to try and get those bullets back, because it is more than likely that those were being moved by the BH people. So please, I would want to hear from you if you are watching this live as you're watching. Let's hear your comments. And throw me an invite, and I'll gladly bring you on board. Thank you very much, TJ, for your comments. And I think the government should take heed. There's a lot of the government has a lot of work to do to rebuild confidence in the government, for the people to be able to place confidence back in the government on any issue whatsoever. And that's gone completely. That is what is being demonstrated in the discussion thus far. Now let's go to Eustace. My brother, greetings. Thank you for waiting. This is my great brother from the West Indies, Jamaica, I think. No, not Barbados. Is it Barbados? Guyana. Sorry, Guyana. I keep saying Guyana. I apologize. How are things going on now in Guyana? Is it after the hurricane? Are things settling down? How are people doing?
Hurricane, they don't come at this area. We are a little way out of the zone of hurricane, so we really don't get. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, go ahead. Let's have your views. Welcome on board, my brother. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, my brother, for having me, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to present. It's always a pleasure being here on a platform that is informative and highlight issues that is very important to our social well-being and our political structures. Now, what the government intend to do, I do hope they carry out what they say they are going to do, and not just make it a comfort to those who are not aware of intent and purpose against Nigerian people. I understand the frustration of Nigerian people. I understand the feelings of Nigerian people, or a specific Nigerian set of people. You cannot sit idle by and see your mother, sister, whole schools of girls getting taken away, and you expect that we're gonna allow that to continue. Now, one of the things that I studied, and these things make me study anthropology, because I didn't want to go into that area. Because I am an engineer by profession, now studying clinical psychology, and also too I'm doing my research, anthropological researches. A Nigerian problem is not only confined to Nigeria, but any African countries that bring in these people. Now, you see, Nigerian people are not taught about the nature of the specific, I'm going to call them name, the Fulani group. They have not been taught because they don't know the genealogy of these people. These are the worst people to any nation that to go and live among. The intent and purpose is what they do. They will go into groups, every nation, and they will march into your society. One of the intention first is to push their religion. When they capture you with a religion, then you lose your identity. Once you lose your identity, they destroy you from within. I had to go way back into history to almost 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, when these guys were bred by the Arab. Right? What they were doing, they were capturing our women, unaliving our men in front of these women, create a psychological trauma. And this in itself, they use themselves to breed with our women. That's why in the religion, they women have to dress a certain way because of pedophilic behaviors in them. If they can't help themselves. And they continue. So the remnant of these people who were capturing us all the centuries for the Europeans, for the Arab first, and then for the Europeans, they left them among us when they finished with these guys. These guys now that they live among us, they come in and they live with us, but the same Arab, dark skin with Arab minds. And what they did, in the night, they would come and they would unalive whole communities to take over those areas. Because they are being funded by the very people who used to control them. For finances is coming from foreign countries. These countries want to establish their caliphate, because you see what they're doing in Sudan right now? Because if Nigeria weren't grappled with Islam, Nigeria and many other countries would go to the defense of Sudan. But this country can't do that because internally they have been strong, tied with this religious idealism. And so what they did, and that was a big mistake. I know the woman from the United Nations because I was a part of UN too. Okay. I know the woman who work on behalf of this group, and they call them vulnerable group. What vulnerable group that engage in terrorism? Right? They call them the vulnerable group. That's why when they were engaging in these things in Nigeria, they incorporated into the military. That is the worst mistake. You incorporating parasitic element into your military and your system of government. So no longer you have anything to hide. They can infiltrate you from within and destroy you. That's why Nigeria is finding itself so difficult to stand. Because these people ensure that they create the division inside and they continue to exploit. And what they do, naturally, they go into communities and they capture young girls. And they ensure that they breed with these young girls to create more offspring. That is normal in their society. But in Africa, it's not normal. And so we don't do that. You don't find a group of Yoruba guys going into Hausa or going into Igbo place and capturing the young girls. That don't happen. Think, my people. These people are not, and they will not change for nobody. The only solution is a total revolution. But we need to ensure, because you see the threat of Trump brings some of the politicians to their senses. I was so surprised that they are in the north. There are few, and most of them I see the Fulani guys are protesting that America should not come to Nigeria. You know why they are doing that? Because they want to continue their action with impunity and destroy vulnerable people. My people, we need to wake up. It's a strategy that is being used and to enforce the caliphate in Nigeria, to which the Arabs, when they decide to attack the whole of Africa, Africa is defenseless. Religion is an ideology. It has nothing to do with reality. It's a belief system. It's a belief system, meaning that you are ignorant of the central factor of their God. So we need to start recapturing our mental faculty. That's why they ensure that they interfere with your mind from an early childhood. So when you become of age, the mind no longer becomes dependent on its own self, but relies on a characteristic projection that is being implanted by religion. And so they will defend their religion if you talk up to those people. They're destroying us within my people. They're destroying us. We need to wake up. We need to ensure that we talk to our politicians, let them understand our disgust, and let us strive for a better Nigeria. There isn't a better Africa without a better Nigeria. Let us work together in tandem with each other, with our Nigerian brothers. With our Nigerian brothers for a better Nigeria, and at large we will realize a better Africa that is infallible and unimaginable in the future, that no one can interfere with internally. So my people, let us understand that these people who are living among us, the intent and purpose is nothing for Africa. The intent and purpose is to maintain the colonization by the Arabian people who started 4,500 years ago and arriving almost 1 billion Africans. If you continue to follow these people's ideology, you are continuing the process of what the Arab intend to do to the African people. Annihilate every single one of us. Thank you.
Well said, UC from Guyana is a friend, a long-time brother of ours. We've been following each other now for well over a year now on this journey of awakening of Africa and melanated people around the world. You said it all, and I hope many of us are listening. It is really important point that you raised there, that there is an orchestrated plan. What is happening in Sudan, what is happening in Nigeria, all of this, it's like trying to destroy a state from within. And we need to be very, very conscious of that. I'm hoping that the government is also aware of that and beginning to take the necessary steps to reclaim our territories from these marauders. But what are your thoughts? Let's hear your views. Thank you so much, UC. AK, thank you for joining us. You're listening to Citizen AY. Let's hear your views. What are your thoughts on what you had so far? AK, you there? Let me see. AK, can you hear me? I'll unmute you. AK, can you hear me? Do you want to say something? Okay, you are, yeah, thank you. Please, everybody as you're watching, give the panel, give the platform as well. We really do appreciate your support. Everything you do to help in gifting us or sharing the broadcast helps us to be able to do more research and bring that to you. Yeah. So, AK, if you're there, very important, let's hear from you. I'm going to just unmute you. I'm trying to unmute you, AK, so that you can speak. And others, if you do want to throw me an invite and you wanted to say 1 or 2 words, we want as many people as possible to be able to speak up about their concerns about what is going on. Walex, let me bring you in. My brother, if you wanted to speak. Hussein Traore, I'll bring you in. I don't know if you are able to. Jem Posse, Jobs. I'm not sure if you are. Anybody who else wants to speak, let us hear from you. Now, let me continue further a little bit whilst I'm waiting for others to join me. Now, what UC said there is of immense importance. And this is why history is so important in our schools. And again, oral African history has to be central to reclaiming our land, our identity, our spirituality. It is central to it. Because a lot of what has been done, we've been stripped of our history, and in its place has been replaced, we've replaced it with religion, be it Christian or Muslim. And that is the real issue right here. Now, of course, the immediate concern of the government of Nigeria is securing the land for the people. being able to ensure that we have safety and security. As I speak, several states in Nigeria now, they've closed the schools. I think they've closed schools in Niger, they've closed schools in Borno, if I'm correct. There, some states, quite a few states have had to close the schools. And in Kwara State as well, there are areas where they've closed the schools. And there are concerns from people. Thank you very much, UC, my brother. Thank you so much for the gift. I really do appreciate that. And many of us, please, as you're watching, take the time to give the platform and please, and also the panelists as well. We need to, we really do need to hear your views. And the more you help us in sharing this broadcast, either on TikTok or on YouTube, the more it reaches more people, and we can raise that awareness. And as I said, many of us, we need to know for a fact that the government of Nigeria and many African countries, they have access to the social media. They are seeing what we're doing. And that was the proof yesterday. Akpabio was the proof yesterday. The Senate President of Nigeria, Goodwill Akpabio, was saying he was sent a video of the BULLETs falling from the back of a truck in Ahmadu Bello Way University Road, I think, in Zaria. And the video was the one I showed you. So that shows the reach that we have. Now, what we're beginning to do is to use this power to start making the change that we need. Because the mainstream media are not going to talk about the things that we talk about here. They're not. And we need you all to really, spread the word about the programs that we do. And the reasoning behind what we're doing here is to spread that awareness. We need, look, it is now beyond debate, the wealth that Africa possesses. It is indisputable now. The entire world knows that Africa remains the richest continent on the planet, except for Africans. And in place of that knowledge, what we are left with in Africa is the knowledge of religions that enslaves our mind to leave the way clear for either Arab countries or European countries to come and take our resources and exploit it at our expense. We need to wake up. Okay, thank you very much, UC. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. So we need to wake up and we need to do this work. That is why I am doing this program. That is why I'm urging you. Those of you who are on YouTube, thank you so very much. Please continue to share the broadcast. Let us reach more people. The more you share the broadcast, the more people are able to get the information that we're sharing and actually be able to use that information to actually, wake up more people. So please go ahead to Citizen AY on YouTube and subscribe. Thank you very much, Hussein. Let me bring you on. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Hussein, for sharing it. Yeah, one currency, one army, one passport. Mark and Sachs, thank you very much. Absolutely. Those are kind of things that I agree with. Let me just reply you quickly. Absolutely. I try and answer as many people as possible. But of course, the focus remains about making sure that Nigerian government understands that the people, they've lost the confidence of the people. And it will take a huge task for them to regain that confidence. Hussein, thank you for sharing. And you're watching, please share the broadcast. You are listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, I wanted to show you, before I go too far ahead, I want to talk about the fact that in America, if there are any Americans in the house, this next section, and of course, if you want to speak again, AK, I want to give you the opportunity to speak. So if you do want to speak, just raise your hand, just unmute yourself and speak, because I wanted to hear from you. Let me see if there's anybody who wants to, I'm trying to see if there's anybody Hussein, I'll bring Hussein in if you want to speak. But I would like to really hear from Nigerians. But before I go to the next bit, which I want to hear largely from Americans, Aboriginal Americans. I want to hear from Aboriginal Americans because I want you to corroborate what I'm about to say. Now, the issue with getting help, I've said it. It is not in doubt. It is no longer in doubt that Nigeria needs some kind of help. Now, that help can either come from its own people, which I prefer. The people, the only solution that we have for Nigeria lies within Nigeria. With us confronting, you know. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Hussein. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. As you're watching, we welcome gift. Please gift the platform. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us reach more people. Now, the thing is with what is going on in Nigeria right now, like I said, there is a talk of trying to get help. I am quite happy that we get help, but it is important that we get the right kind of help. The best help that we need, and this is very important for us to state, we have to remove from our psychology as Africans that we are helpless. We have to remove that. We are able to solve our problems, but the conditioning, that is why I'm so vehemently against the religion of Islam and Christianity on the African continent. Because what it does is that it turns your mind into potty that somebody else can mold. Those who are giving you the religion, those religious books to read, particularly from the Christianity and Islam, they are turning your brain, you know, into potty that they can manipulate as and when they please. And that is so important that we understand that. The longer, if you are on the African continent, they are particularly keen to catch you early. They don't want you to know your history, number one. They don't want you to know the greatness of your ancestors. They don't want you to know you have resources in your land. All they want you to do, be it Christian or Islam, is to only know about the history. The only history that you should have for them is the history of Christianity and Islam. So they strip you away from connecting to who you are on your soil. Really important to understand that. And once that is done, you see, this thing is so deep-rooted that it's going to take generations before we can rid the continent of this. This is deeply, deep-rooted. I've been affected by it. Many others have been affected by it. But we are recovering. But we need a lot more people to recover from it so that we don't fall for the trick. They keep telling you that Africa is poor. If Africa is poor, what are they doing on the African continent? They're not there to help Africa. They want to keep us poor so they can take the resources. That's in the same case in European countries and Arab countries. They are taking evidence of the resources that we have, leaving Africa, going to Arab countries, going to European countries, and the people of Africa are suffering. So, we have to know that we have the solution to our problems. And to be able to awaken ourselves enough to break free from that is very important to do. Okay, Udo, go ahead. Let's hear from you. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Okay, I want to, my brother, you see, Africa is poor. Did you know why I said Africa is poor? We only have the resources on the ground, and we were not able to make use of it. And every resources you have in the ground, and you're not able to make use of it, is a dustbin. Every resources is just like a dustbin being found on the ground. If you were not able to add value to it, because most of our resources are just on the ground, and we cannot able to add value to it. Okay. So if you say Africa is rich, that is no richness.
Okay.
If you have, like, okay, let you Cote d'Ivoire as an example. Cote d'Ivoire have cocoa, and then again they will transfer the cocoa to Switzerland. Switzerland will refine the cocoa and send it back to Africa, very expensive. And you say we are rich? How can we? is the problem we have in Nigeria, according to what you said, the religion. Other countries like Kuwait, Qatar, are they not Muslim? Are they not developing their around? Why is it Africa? Refuse to develop their area? The leaders of Africa, the presidents.
Thank you. Very good point you made. But let me just give you this. I'll give you 3 examples. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. They are trying very hard and they are building. Look at what's happening in Burkina Faso now. They are building homes, mobile hospitals, schools, roads, bridges, and they are getting the people to work. But what happens is that as soon as
who is doing that? Is he not a leader? Is not.
Yes, it's a leader. But now you can see that the West are trying to stop those countries from developing. They want to use Nigeria as a platform to come and prevent them from developing. We need to stop it.
Okay, since 1999, we Nigeria believe in democracy. That is since 1999. 1999 till now, do you believe that most of the roads were awarded since 1999 till now? That road is not motorable. Is it the white man that disturbed? Is it the white man that caused that problem? Is it the colonizer that make a president or a councillor or a governor not to build health center for a people, a good hospital for a people? Let me give you an example. Ablosali built a general hospital in Iraq those years ago. If you go to that hospital then, it was one of the best hospitals. Now, if you go to that general hospital now, it's just like dustbin. Is it the white man that came that made that hospital not to work? Is it the colonizer that made that thing not to work?
Okay, let me answer you. I hear you, and you.
In the same, sorry, my brother. In the same Iraq, man, people listen to me. The same Iraq, man. A governor was there. Councillor, this man from House Senate, 8 years, Osumbo, was there. Even now, the former House of Rep, Joe John was there. Now, the boy Marcus, you see, this is the House of Rep now. Go to that hospital, my brother.
Can you send?
Is this the white man?
Can you send me pictures of that hospital? If you can, just via WhatsApp.
Okay. Just, I will call. They will video the hospital and send it for you.
Thank you.
I will send it for you.
Please, so because I want to talk. I want you to talk. Thank you so much. You raised a very good point. I will say this, and these are really heart-wrenching stuff that my brother talks about now. He actually feels. I feel really. It's a fail. It is a total fail. We need to address the problems and the faults within our own community. Those leaders who, and they're not leaders, that's the problem for me. Those who we see as leaders, they are puppets. They are willing to sell our resources on the cheap to line their pockets with money, only for them not to even leave our people, put in place healthcare facilities like Udo Emui just said now. No good roads, no water, no light, no hospital. And we need to be very, very clear that there are 2 strands to our problem. 2 strands. Number one is the local actors. The local actors are the puppets who take the money, who are now the big men. But they take the money and then they work with the multinationals. The multinationals. Please remember this. And it hasn't changed. That scenario has not changed since 1884. Let me be very clear. The puppets, those you call leaders, they always work with the multinational companies. Your Shell, all of these mining companies, they work with them because those companies will say, you have the resources, even the cocoa. They are they're like mafias who are working for and on behalf of the colonial government. Let me give you an example of a far back example. in Nigeria, for example, George Goldie was in charge of the Royal Niger Company. He was the one that brought in the Northern Protectorate and Southern Protectorate together, and they made them into one company. The company was called Royal Niger Company, and now it's now called Unilever. It's called Unilever right now in Nigeria. Now, what they did in those times, they are still doing the same thing now. So there are two strands. You need to understand that every time you see a multinational company working with the so-called elected officials, they are actually controlling that elected official. They will tell them, you have the resources. Look, we'll give you whatever money you want. We will give you, you come to our hospital for free in London, but let us just have the resources. Don't allow your people to build anything. So we have to understand that is a two strands to our problem. And until we understand that, we cannot work out how to solve that problem. And that is what I am hoping by having discussions like this among ourselves, we can begin to understand the root of the problem and how to solve that problem. So on the one hand, you are right. Our leaders are taking this money. And look at when they take the money, where does the money go? The money ends up in Western economies, in UK, in France, in Germany, in Switzerland, in Canada, in Australia, in all of these places. And the money the interest and everything in that money, they use it for building their roads, their schools, their water, their light, their hospitals. And they're keeping these fools who think they're leaders. They are being exploited. Even in their rich, in their wealth, these leaders are so, they cannot think. When these leaders, when they fall ill, guess what happens? They have to go on a plane 5-6 hours to get healthcare, when they could easily have the same healthcare in their own community and get the treatment there. But because of the mindset, the conditioning of their mindset through education, and that's what I'm saying, not knowing your history will mean that when somebody is telling you the stories in the Bible, you are more likely to follow the stories in the Bible and look at those places as good places and forget your own and turn against yourself. You become an anti-personnel against yourself because of the wrong history. It is really important we understand that. So I'm bringing this up, and Udo Emuhi, thank you for raising that point. But we need to understand that we're facing two-pronged problems. Just like the Nigerian government right now is facing two-pronged problems. And I was going to come and talk about that. And it leads me nicely into explaining that problem. Again, if you are Aboriginal, if you're an American, a Black American person, I want to hear from you. Because what Udo Emuhi said now is why we're having the problem that we're having. We need to understand, yes, you're right, Udo Emuhi, there's no good road, no roads, no healthcare services, no light, no power. We need to address that. Unless we take control and begin to hold our government accountable, none of those things will work. And that's why I personally, I advocate, I'll be showing you something shortly in the coming days, you will see something that I would demonstrate what I mean. I am advocating for all the constitutions in all African countries to be in local languages, to allow the people to be able to participate in their own governance so that they can begin to hold their governance to account and not just be bystanders. Many of the constitutions that you see across many African countries, they are written in 3 languages only. They are often foreign: Portuguese, English, or French. Go and look at it. All 54 countries, large parts of those countries, majority of them, their constitution is written in either English, Portuguese, or French. And that's a problem, because the people in the villages, they don't speak French, they don't speak Portuguese, they speak local languages. Yet the rules that is being used to govern them is in a foreign language, and that is a major problem. That is a fundamental problem. So one of the things that I'm advocating for is that in Yoruba land, for example, I'm printing out documentation. I'm hoping to encourage the government to print out documentation in local languages so that the people can participate in their own governance. It is no longer acceptable to think, oh, when you appoint somebody into government that they will do it for you. They are not. And they don't do it because they know that the people don't know their rights. They are banking on the fact that the people in the communities will not know their rights as laid down in the Constitution. And this is the case in all 54 countries. It's the same formula in 54 countries. Okay. Now that's fine. Okay, don't worry. So it's the same formula that they're using in those 54 countries. And we need to understand that the only way to break that down is each and every one of us. We have to almost, if need be, we should be prepared to translate those constitutions into local languages across the entire continent, so that the people in communities will know their rights, not in a foreign language, not in English, not in Portuguese, not in French, in Ibibio, in Ga, in Ashanti, in Yoruba, in all whatever your language, in Wolof, all of it. So that is the fundamental issue that we face across the entire African continent. It's the prevention of people knowing their rights in their local language and connecting themselves, and our history. Those two are so devastating. Now, the question you talked about when you talk about the fact that our leaders are exploiting us. Yes, they are. But I'll give you an example. The current situation that Nigeria is in now, whereby the BH are using weapons to attack citizens. Those weapons have found their way from America. Yes, from America into our country. A Senate, I think a rep member, Scott Perry, in United States, confirmed this. He said USAID funds were being used to fund BH. It was being used to fund them. The same country that wants to help us are the ones funding this BH. And the reason why is that if you notice where BH are operating, they always focus on where there is a high incidence of mineral resources. A high incidence of mineral resources. That is where they focus their aim. So they give those weapons and they train them. They also train them in using it against people. Of course, and you've heard usage talk about how the Fulanis have been used to actually go in and infiltrate and destroy communities. AK, did you want to say something? Is your battery dying or can you speak? I'll give you the opportunity to speak if you do want to speak before I carry on. So anyway, so now the thing is, it's important to understand that is something that they don't want to come out. They don't want it to come out. That they are the same people who are telling us, oh, you have to be a good democracy, are the same ones funding the terror people in our communities, in areas where we have mineral resources. It is important to connect that dot. And many of us haven't learned that. And the object of what we're doing on platforms like this is to connect that dot, to awaken us to what has been done and what steps we can take to put a stop to it. There are steps we can take. So now, one of the things that I wanted to do in this is, I'm going to quickly just switch gear, is that if you are an American, I want you to corroborate what I'm saying. Currently in America, in large parts of America, a lot of Black Americans are being unalived via various means. Strange fruit. How many of you know the term strange fruit? They strange fruit somebody. So if you had that song by, let me see that name. Let me get that name out. I want you to hear that song, because that way you'll get what I mean. Because when you first hear the word now, you think, what is it talking about, strange fruit? Whereas it's a song. Let me see, strange fruit. And unfortunately, you know, let me see. Yeah, Billie Holiday wrote the song called Strange Fruit. Her name is Billie Holiday. And incidentally, that song she sang after, in the Jim Crow era. Now, many Africans, you won't know, when you're hearing Jim Crow era, what does that mean? You won't understand. Let me show you something. I'll show you something, you know, because we need to connect and understand that we are suffering the same thing, but they've been clever. There are clever systems that looks different, but they're the same system. You know, it's almost like the side of a coin. It's the same coin, but you will look at it, you will see on one other side, we are seeing this. On the other side, they're seeing something else, but it's having the same effect. So let me go and look at Jim Crow era for you. And it's back. So what does Jim Crow era mean? Let's look at that. Jim Crow era, as Africans, just follow me, stay with me, because I want those of you who we need help, yes, but we need to know what is going on. Jim Crow era was a period in the States from the late 19th to the mid 20th century, characterized by a system of state and local laws that enforced racial segregation, disenfranchised what they called African Americans at the time. We now call them Aboriginal Americans. These Jim Crow laws mandated the separation of races almost all public facilities, including schools, transportation, restaurants. They were held by Supreme Court in 1896, separate but equal. Now, what that meant is that because of that, many communities in America, they attacked American communities, and they ended up with putting people on, they put in rope on people that look like you and me, and on trees. And that is what they refer to as strange fruit, that was sung by Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday sang the song, and you know, she was unalived in a horrible way. She had some accident or something happened to her. She was handcuffed to a bed, and she unalived in that position without getting the medical treatment. I'm going to try and see if I can come and do a program about it. And that's why, when we say strange fruit, that's what we mean. And that is, strange fruit is happening across America right now, in many countries, and many states. So if you are an American and you're watching this, please get in touch right now live and talk about it. Because many Africans do not understand, and that's what I mean. This is a deliberate system of keeping you in the dark whilst you are both suffering the same fate, and you think it's something different. So, of course, we need help in Nigeria. But I'm saying that those who are coming to offer us help in Nigeria, they are equally, even worse, doing the same things that is happening to us on the continent, to the people that they said, the Christians, the very Christians that they say they're supporting. They're doing that.
Ewa.
Yes.
Ewa, can I contribute?
Yes, please. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's really come home now. Let's really become Nigeria.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. For example, now Nigeria is having a problem. In the real sense, in the continent of Africa, does that the other Africa supposed not to be the help to us? That we can, when we have 50-something country, we cannot able to call one of the country come and help us instead of waiting for colonial master to come and help us.
Good point.
For example, is that not supposed to be? Is that not, as a continent of Africa, is that not supposed to be like Sudan having a problem? The whole Africa not supposed to come together and thinking of how to help this country, like the way Nigeria does those days, to help Sierra Leone, to help Liberia. My brother, I don't really know what to say.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Let's say the truth. Let's say the truth. Is that not supposed to be our brother keeper across the whole Africa? Instead of we, the Africans, waiting for Donald Trump to issue a tweet to tell us what is happening in our bedroom. A man in America telling somebody, this is what is happening in your kitchen. You have to wake up and save your wife, save your pikin, save your children. Let's assume those children that will be kidnapped is my daughter, my sister, my uncle's daughter. Children are from 10 years. My brother, do you know what, years ago, do you know what happened in Ekpoma? Because I'm old enough to know what is good, what is bad. In Ekpoma,
tell us.
There's a place called Egonaka. I don't want to mention the woman's name because she was my girlfriend those days, and it was a nurse in Egonaka. A woman gave birth. When he gave birth, he gave birth to a complete Fulani. At least the husband had to reject the child in the hospital. I'm telling you, about 30-something years ago.
My gosh.
These things, if we people in Nigeria are talking about insecurities today, we are just lying. We are lying. We are just lying. The whole Nigeria are lying. We are lying from the pit of hell. They had to reject that. The father had to reject that child. He said, this is not my child. And then they now ask the woman at the time. You know, the family must now have a meeting to ask this woman what really happened. He said he was being raped by Fulani herdsmen in the bush. Because she cannot say it out. It's not everything Nigeria can say it out. Like people like Benue, Bauchi, all those areas, all those middle belt, Sada Kaduna. It's not everything they will say it out. One of my junior brother grew up from there. Because of that, they gave him 5 years when he was in Aduru. When he made mention of things that happened, if you start giving story now, my brother, then I don't really know what happened to that child that time. You see, many havoc are be committed by these people, by the Fulani herdsmen.
Yes,
if the president said he don't know the solution, the man is just deceiving himself. Because before becoming the president, he had been in that country. He knows what is happening. He was the governor for 8 years. He helped Buhari to come to power. He knows Nigeria more than any other person. So he has the solution for the country. If you want to save us, everything is on his depth to save Nigerians. If you don't want to still save us, well, the Nigeria will still move on. No problem. That's just my advice.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing that story, and that's quite painful. I happen to look at your how things are done in Ekpoma, and there are some local things that mustn't happen. And just to corroborate what you're saying, because I did the research, you said here, Ekpoma, Asian people, cultural context. One of the things to talk about is the man woman must not steal out the money and confess publicly. She will face negative consequences. It was some, anyway, you can see there are cultural things that need to happen, and she couldn't say what happened to her. But now you're saying that, and it is so important for us to understand that. But thank you for sharing that. And those are the kind of cultural things that many people are not aware of. They will just hear that story. But I mean, for her to be great in the bushes and everything else, and then she ends up having the child, and like I said, we don't know what happened to her. And that would have happened to so many people. So many. Because of the state of insecurity that has been put in place for so long. But we need to address that, and the government must solve that. And the best solution for me is having each community protect itself with the necessary equipment for doing that. That's my view. Dube, my brother, thank you for waiting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Greetings. What would you like to say, my brother? Go ahead. Let's hear from you. What would you like to say? Oh, you're busy? Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Can you repeat your question again?
What would you like to say? And how do you view this security situation in Nigeria? And what solution do you think the government is doing the right thing? And also, what solution do you think we can? What solutions do you suggest? Thank you.
Okay, I'm suggesting that say in Igbo language we used to say, "Okay, any elder that doesn't know how to plough any crop, that elder is a con artist or a con man." Okay, so for the first time, we have to go back to the roots. When I mean the roots, how did we end here? Were there any consensus before concocting this state of nation we call Nigeria today? Okay, so now who on which consent? Is it based on our own consent or based on? So the thing there is like you put these three major, I call them, now them be Baba, home path of Africa, these three guys in your background.
Yes.
So far Africa is concerned, these three guys are the leaders of Africa. They have understand who they are organically. That is why they are all able to checkmate these criminals and these terrorists. So, but when it comes to our own side, because the diversity is not our strength, let us be factual here and truthful. Our diversity, we are not our strength when this Holy Union was concocted. But assuming during that time, before the pre-colonial era time, our diversity might be our strength. In the sense, if my ancestors during that time wants to go to Ile-Ife, he will come, they will tell him, "Stranger, you are not from here. Where are you from?" "I'm from Ambi, Igbo." I say, "Okay, we are something like that." Then they will teach you their culture, not they will indoctrinate you with their culture. No, they will teach you this is how we do this. Then there will be respect for each other boundary. So now, fast forward in 21st century, because we are living in lies. This is why you will see such insecurity. This is why a filthy terrorist, pew person, who is not even indigenous to Nigeria. He's not indigenous to this place.
Yes.
He's now terrorizing up to the real indigenous people. And here we are. Some people say we don't know what is the problem. Oh, no, that's why I said any elder that said he don't know how to plough any crop, that elder is disingenuous.
Yes.
That elder is a con artist. We know the problem and also we know the solution. So me, I used to say it.
Yeah.
I'm of opinion of African Pan-Africanism. Yeah. I'm of opinion of awakening African to be at its roots as it was before. But it shouldn't be in the Berlin Conference attribute. It shouldn't be by the blueprint of the Babylon. We now know who I talk to. The United States, the UK, which we know that them be the snake now at the background, but you not hear their voice. Since all these things happen, have you heard anything from them? No, they are not saying anything. Because these guys, they brought their blueprint, and their blueprint is what we are living on with. And this is why this kind of thing will not happen. There is a lady, Hajia Mohammed, somebody. Yeah. There was an interview they did her before Jagaban came to become the president. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He said that Jagaban invited her to come to London for a meeting, and I know most of you would have come across that view. Yeah. And he said she declined it. But the president was, persuading her that she have to come, for her to take one post, something like that. He said, "Now, what do you have for people up north?" See, all these are political elites. Any of their words are accounted for. That is why, even though if they slap you, or even though if they shout to you, or everything they are doing, they know they are accounted for it. So they don't make ordinary statements.
No.
Not like us normal citizens, we are just airing our views.
Exactly.
But these guys, they don't make ordinary statements.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, "I don't have any Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, I don't have any blueprint for Nigerians." The video is out there in Channels TV. Go to Channels TV, go and see that interview. "I don't have any blueprint that if I do bam anyhow, they will buy me." So, which means his hands are tied. So, who is those people who are coming for him? That is why you will see such impunity happening. Forget all this hide and seek, Tom and Jerry game. We have sent coordinates, we have sent the airship, air cargo. We have gone there to unalive those people who are doing pew. Those things hide and seek. It is like I have a 2-year-old baby. You say, "Hey, baby, come." You flog the baby after you give her biscuit to curb to curb her solace. This is what is happening to us. So my own suggestion: let everybody go back to their own organic way. After all, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, his blessed memory said it that it is a major geographical expression because they know this thing came up about 1899.
Yes.
The first amalgamation started from 1880 to 1899. This is first amalgamation before 1914 that they did it officially. When Lugard, because Emperor George Gordy was the first person that came. After he would have handed it over to the monarch family.
Yeah.
He sold it to monarch family for 964,000 pounds.
Yeah.
As of then,
yeah,
he sold it to them, and British monarch family have to bring Frederick Lugard from India to come and start the colony.
Yeah.
Then during 1914, that is when they amalgamated it, not based on our own consensus, but based on their own. So this is why you will see this kind of menace happening.
Yeah.
1804, these people who are causing this menace entered our country. 1804. Who are the Fulani terrorists? They entered there. They are not the indigenous people of the land. They unalive King Yufa of Sokoto. They unalive King Yufa, installed their emirates there. Same thing now. They want to bring that same blueprint in 2025. So my own is my own destiny is let everybody go back. Let's disintegrate in peace. Let us go back as we are before these guys came in 1899. At least there will be respect for each other borders. You know, since I respect you so much. You made a statement in one of your program. You said you know we all of us are concerned citizens and wounded citizens. That you are suggesting that they update the constitution.
Yeah.
Which constitution are you updating? Anything you update there must still go back to end up in Queen Elizabeth 10 Downing Street. So, constitution you are amending in 10 Downing Street, is it a constitution on whose consensus?
No,
I understand the fact that you want people to do it organically. But mind you, it will not work because they are the handlers. The handlers of this entity they created will not allow such thing to happen. The best thing is to do is to engage in something these three guys in your background did. Let us go back organically, change things on our own way. If we call it regional government, let it be regional government, but it will have to be on our own organic way. You will see now those three major tribes, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, we join hands and chase these people away. But we will say we no go do them like that. The thing will still continue. Then my last submission, another thing that is holding us down, I'll keep on saying it. It's not bigotry. No, bigotry is just like part of it. No, that one is just part of it. The main thing that is holding I Africa down today is religion.
Yeah.
Abrahamic religion have decimated I. Abrahamic religion of all kind you believe in, whether Islam, Christian, Judaism, you as an African man, you are not part of all these people. So this is what is holding us down. For example, let's say that it is in AY now, he get the red beret and say, okay, let us move on. Now, and since the AY happened to be a Muslim, now one imam go call and say, are you now going with the infidel? He will bring the Quran and show him the verse. Then me as a Christian that want to follow the comrade to march. Now, my Reverend Father will call me. Have you remember what 2 Peter said? Don't have an equal yoke with unbelievers. So now tell me, how are we fighting that holy Armageddon? You see, it's not possible.
No.
So what is the major center of gravity here that is holding everybody, both me and everybody who are listening to my voice in that country, in Nigeria, is religion. Forget all this ethnic, that one just is part of the branch.
Yeah.
But the main kinetic problem here is religion. If it's not religion, tell me why a person who is still stuck in 1754, somebody who is stuck in 1754 is telling you that the only way for you to be a viable human is for you to go back to the book that was written 1,600 years ago, which is the Quran. That is the only way for you to be a real human. Come on, guys. Whereas in African settings, we have been here for more than 300,000 years and counting, the millennial people. So how come somebody of 1,600 years ago now telling you, it's like your son telling you, daddy, let me tell you, in fact, let me tell you how to be a father. Your son will tell you how to be a father. Man, it doesn't make sense. So thank you, my fellow comrade and my fellow revolutionary. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. You said quite a lot there, and I hope many of us learned from it. You're right. We do have to address our own concerns collectively ourselves. I firmly believe it. Africans are the only ones that can solve African problems. When we're applying foreign solutions to African problems, no wonder we're not solving the African problems. Let me say that again for those in the back. When we're applying foreign solutions to African problems. It's no wonder that Africa is not moving forward. We need to apply African solutions, purely African solutions to African problems. And that is how we solve it. And that is why we need to know our history, our spirituality, our cultural beginnings, all of that. That is how we solve the problem. And even the crop, growing of crops, are seasoned, and all of that, down to what our ancestors did. Without that, we wouldn't be here. And I like what you said about the fact that we've been on this place for at least 300,000 years before this new 1,600-year-olds start coming up with their own altered history, shall we say. So you are absolutely right on that point. Let me go to Gwen Mama. Let's hear from Gwen Mama. Thank you so much, Gwen Mama, for joining us. She's a friend of the platform. Greetings. Let's hear you. What would you like to say, Gwen Mama? Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, my sister.
How are you?
Good, thanks. Yeah, just wanted to appreciate you. We're talking about the Nigerian government declaring a state of emergency and trying to solve the problem. I wanted to know if you have what your views are as an African and any solutions you may have to suggest as well about the way forward for solving our own problems on the African continent. Thank you.
State of emergency for what?
In Nigeria, Nigerian government has declared a state of emergency because of the Boko Haram issue, a BH issue. They're trying to tackle it across the whole nation now. So they said they're going to get more security, more police, more army, more to start protecting the citizens and going to the forests in Nigeria. So I wanted to know if you think it's a good thing and how people should react towards it. Thank you.
The best thing is to put a good leader and to have the rights of the citizen of Nigerians and to also develop and provide jobs. We don't need help. We don't need emergency because Nigeria is full of resources. Yeah, Nigeria has everything. So if you are asking for emergency, it means that the economy has been manipulated by the president. You got many governors, all those kind of people. They are getting richer and the country is not being developed. So this is not a good solution. And all they need to do is step down and let the good people come in to lead. That's all I have to say.
Wow, Grandmama, you just give it straight. That's it. You just said it like it is. There's not a lot I can argue with from that point of view. I have to say a lot of what you're saying makes sense. If the leadership is not able to provide good leadership, they should step aside. And I agree with that thinking. In short, that's what should happen. So what we are hoping is that let us see now. Now the government has at least they said, okay, there's a problem and they want to fix it. Let's see if they really fix it. If they are not going to fix it and they're only going to tinker on the side, then they should step aside. I agree with you. They should. Let me go. Power One want to say something.
You know, boss.
Yes.
Like I said, they are being disingenuous. I mean, our government.
Yes.
Have you not come across where these bandits and these terrorists are using TikTok live, streaming live, not pre-video?
Yes, that's what I mean.
I have some of I screen record some of it.
You see this?
Are you trying to tell me that the DSS and the SS, they cannot track these guys where they are to stop this?
Exactly.
I mean, this come on, and the another thing, you cannot, me, for example. Okay, let me use you as a host. If that's your background now that is streaming like this, there's more than 10,000 gold there. Tell me the truth. Will you be broadcasting you have 10,000 gold?
No.
Even though if you want to show that humanity you are, you might say, I have 500 grams of gold. I just want to give away, just make I do God's work, something like that. But you cannot give away that, you know. So telling the people to step down with the power is not possible. It's we the masses. I'm blaming the fact. I'm not blaming the government. I'm blaming we the masses because we don't want to take the bush by the horn. And before I round up, Somebody said, how does our brother is here or sister, Poran? He said, I made rendition submission about what is holding kinetics that's holding us down, which is religion. He said these three guys who are in the background, Traore, the Mali and the Niger, are they not Muslims? Yes, I will not dispute that they are Muslims. Were they Muslims from the beginning? No. Okay, we are there Muslims from dated from 18th, 17th, 16th century till now. Yes. Now, come of it, they have the orthodoxy. There is the of Islam. Okay, so that is why you see such a revolution came in. Okay, they are Muslims, but come to our own, a lot of diversity. Understand? Okay, let's say like I made it, if citizen AY have the red beret and he's a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I want to march forward against these people. Now, and your people and the sheikh, a respect sheikh, we call him. Say, what are you doing with the infidel? Now you want to disobey Allah. Then me, I'm disobeying Jesus for telling me not to be equal yoke with the unbeliever. So how do we do it? So that's my own submission. Thank you, sir. I'll be in the background listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I can only say what I will say. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me. Oh, okay. Okay, AK, I'll come back to you. Yeah, I can only say that one of the things that we have to address is that we need to recognize that if a leadership is not taking the correct action to deal with this issue, then that leadership, we cannot progress. And we, the people, need to hold them accountable. These leaders here that you see behind me, this ones here, all of them, Ibrahim Traore, Asemeko Darachani, they are committed to seeing a better future for their people. And they're putting themselves on the line. And the people see that. And that is why the people are defending them against any attacks whatsoever. So we salute these men. I salute them. Every time you see me on my show, I always put them behind me. Because I want to, it shows you what we can achieve. And I stand 100% with them. But we will continue to discuss Dube and see how we can come up with a cogent solution within the country called Nigeria, because there is a solution. We just have to get the will together to achieve that solution. Paulan, go ahead, my brother. It's been a minute. Let's hear from you. Greetings, my brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, big up citizen. Hey, big up African.
Big up
to all my African brothers and sisters.
Greetings. Great job, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, so respectfully, you know, I think that we have to move forward and pass this excuse of religion, and we have more than enough proof. You know, Sankara was Catholic, man. These brothers behind there, they are Muslim, you know, and we have, you know, we look at the brother down there in Ivory Coast. He is a Muslim and he is corrupt, right? So we have examples of corrupt people who follow, you know, Ifa or Islam or Christianity or whatever, and we have people who follow, you know, indigenous faiths who are righteous, and people who are Muslim or Christian or whatever else, people who don't believe in a God whatsoever. We need to separate these excuses from the needs of the people and understand that any excuse is cowardice. Any excuse is cowardice. I say it one more time. Any excuse is cowardice. Okay? If you don't show up for what's right for the people, don't blame it on your religion. Coward. That's the reason why you didn't show up. Don't tell me that the moon didn't align. Don't tell me that Christianity told you no. Don't tell me that the sheikh told you no.
Yeah.
Okay? Because when it comes down to the people who are of any other ethnicity, any other race of people, they don't let their religion hold them back from whatever their people need. You know, we're the ones who are hiding and looking for an excuse. And so, brother, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know, Dube. This is not a personal attack on
anything you said or anything like that, but enough respect to you. I'm just saying that we as a people, we need to get rid of this tired excuses holding us back. And that's my submission. Big up every time and bless up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Poran. Thank you for that. You're right. We must rise above it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Dube, do you want to say something quickly? Okay. All right, hold on, AK. Let me just quickly say, Poran, I wanted to ask you a question. Are you from the States? Poran, my brother. Are you from the States? I'm sorry, Poran, can you hear me? Poran? Poran?
Yes, sir.
Are you from the States?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. I need to ask you a question. Now, we know that and I would like you to corroborate this. I've been waiting for somebody to corroborate this. The U.S. says they want to help Christians in Nigeria, right? The U.S. government. But are the U.S. helping Christians, black Christians in America? When you see the spate of strange fruiting, or different things, can you give examples of how the things that they're not letting the world know? Tell us about them briefly, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, so briefly, no, the answer to the question is no. They're not helping the Christians in Haiti. They're not helping the Christians in Venezuela. They're not helping the Christians in Colombia. They're not helping, and they won't help the Christians in Nigeria, and they have never helped the Christians in Nigeria or anywhere else for that matter. They didn't help the Christians in Gaza, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is a farce. And it's also a farce when people say, that it's Islamic extremists doing this, that, and the other in all of these different places. We know who funds these people. We know who gave the ammunition and the guns to the people in Libya to take Gaddafi out. We know what they're doing to our brothers in the AES right now, stopping the progress of Africans. We know who is behind that. And so the thing about it is, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let it go. The thing is that conquered people argue from a conquered mindset. If you have to put yourself mentally in the perspective of your oppressor in order to make your argument, you must first clean up your perspective. And this is what these brothers that are behind it, that's what they do. You understand? That's what the brother in Botswana, that's what he's saying. All of these brothers, they say, listen, this is not about being democratic or capitalistic or being socialist or being communist. This is about what is good for Africans in the African context, wherever those Africans are. So we as Africans, we have acute problems, the problems that are right under our feet in our individual neighborhoods and countries, and we have chronic problems that face us all, okay? And we approach these things looking for solutions based upon that. And if we find our brothers and sisters in Guinea-Bissau have a strategy that is currently working for them, we don't criticize them and go over there and say, hey, listen, this political ideology is wrong, or this economic ideology is wrong, this, that, and other. It's right for them in the context right now, and we support them. We support them in that, and we don't have to be fit into the European box of understanding of whatever that is. So don't get caught up in the rhetoric, my brothers and sisters. Don't get caught up in your oppressors' talking points, talking about they're talking about going save the Christians, this, that, and the other. You know what they want. You know why they want to be there. You know why they want to be right there in Nigeria next to Niger. Come on, we know why they want to do that. Big up Africans every time.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. You see, Poran, me and Poran, we haven't spoken in a minute, but we are on message. And that's what I mean. We need to understand, and this is across the pond. I've not been on live, but it's like I've not left. It's like we haven't left each other, because the energy that he just brought now, I hope you can key into it. He's just told us what we need to know. Any talk they're talking about, they want to come and help us. It is for them benefits, their benefit, not ours. We need to do what the brothers behind us are doing. And I'm so glad he said that. Thank you so much. I think we need to, I'm not even going to say much more than that on that particular point. But let us think about what he said there. I want to go to Queen Yawa. AK, are you ready to speak? If not, I'll go to Queen Yawa. Let's hear your views about the fact that Nigeria has declared a state of security.
Yes.
And all that. Let's hear
brother.
your views. Greetings.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi there. Yeah, what would you like to say? Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What is going on in what is going on in Nigeria? We do not start from today. We have to go back to Igbo, and I am sorry if I say anything that hurt anybody here, but that's the way I have to say it, like going back to Igbo and Yoruba, all these Nigerian problems. The time France was losing Algeria, and he do not know where to get the oil. And he said, okay, let me go to Gabon, and it's a little bit from Igbo land. So let me go to Igbo land and then try to divide these people and try to take over, like divide Nigeria by two. And it's only Igbo land that have oil that time. And that's in his mind. So he can come and say, okay, and he corrupt some of those Igbo men, and he put the Igbo, this is Igbo problem, but it was not even an Igbo problem, my brothers. This was not an Igbo problem. This was a few Igbo people that joined France to take over Nigeria, Igbo land. If we go to that place, okay, if we to see where this problem came from, we will know, because I met one of the Igbo men that were in that war. He was 11 years old that time.
Wow.
But what did he say? He blew my mind off. He said, if I don't fight, my parents will not live. I have to fight. So that became an Igbo problem. Because he said to me, I was 11 years old only. They handed me a PPU. And he was asking some kind of questions to the elders that put him through that. He asked why. They say, if you don't fight, they are coming to get all your family members. Everybody even yourself.
Wow.
So you have to fight. So to let you know, like Nigerian problem do not start from today. If you know who came to that land, France was the first to come to Igbo land and provoke all this, and they know how to do that in the north, they know how to do that in the south, they know how to do that, period, in Africa. So, may we don't go and blame it to each other. We have to know where the problem came from and who is behind them, and who, like Ibrahim Traore said, we have to tango those people, those governors, those presidents who are living in Africa and pretend like they don't know nothing. Our people have to question that. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you for your passion. I sense a deeper knowledge of what is going on, and a new perspective. I'm really grateful for your comments about going back to the root of the problem and finding a way to solve that problem. And it's very important that we do so. And this thing about what you said about this being given pew to go and at 11 years old, that is actually a crime against humanity right there that was being performed. And then, of course, the French, I'm not surprised. They had a hand in there. Before Nigeria came to be, I know that there was a fight between Nigeria, Germany, and France for that land space. There was there was some sort of discussion between George Goldie, a Frenchman, and a German man, and all of those stuff that was happening there. So you are very, very correct in saying that this is much deeper rooted than that. And of course, the war as well. Again, we know they were fighting. Again, it was all about trying to get control. But they're not going to tell us this. But we need to know these things. And what we need to do is, what is key for us to know as Africans is to take back control on our continent. But thank you so much once again. Thank you. I want to do one more thing quickly. I want to bring the news about Guinea-Bissau. I want to talk about that, and maybe I will wrap it up from there. Let me show you is that the one? No, that's not it. They've taken over in Guinea-Bissau, and it is a good news, to be honest. It really is good news to see that. Let me see if I can find it. Is that it? Yeah. So let me show you this now about Guinea-Bissau. Let me see if I've got it right there. No. Is that it? No. Okay, I'll just check it quickly right here before I bring it up. Yeah, Guinea-Bissau. So we're going to talk about that briefly. Then I'll probably be wrapping up from here. Please, as you're watching, tap on the screen and share. We have over 25,000 likes. Great. But we would like to get some more gifts. Gwen Mama Africa, thank you so much. UC and the others who have donated, who have gifted the platform, we're grateful. And of course, please, as you're watching, endeavor to gift all the panelists for their comments, and they do a lot of research work. So I'm grateful for everybody that's been contributing thus far. Continue. Don't forget to subscribe to Season NY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead now. Now, in view of what's going on, and I think this is another thing that worried the Nigerian government. In Guinea-Bissau, they've named a new general named the new Guinea-Bissau leader a day after the coup. There was a coup that happened yesterday. So General Hota Ntam becomes the transitional president for a period of 1 year. He took oath on Thursday, which is today. In brief and muted proceedings in the army headquarters, the military had suspended the electoral process to block the release of the results of Sunday's presidential election, which were expected on Thursday. Some civil society groups in Guinea-Bissau have accused outgoing President Umaru Sissoco Embalou of masterminding a simulated coup against himself with the help of military, saying it was rules to block the election results from coming out in case he loses. This maneuver aims to prevent publication of electoral results scheduled for tomorrow, November 27, which is today. The civil society collection